Good morning. I'm Stephen Wynn. This is Healing the Heart of America, May 19th, 2021. And this morning we're going to be continuing our exploration of the chakras with the third chakra. I was thinking about these three chakras. We've gone through the first and the second. Now here's the third. And I realized that in Christianity, these are the chakras that cause all of the problems. When Jesus talked about overcoming the three temptations, if you go through the three stories there, he was talking about, wanting to be safe, wanting to be loved, vanity, wanting power, control. And that's just what, we're going through these to just heal them. And the thing is that there is if you want to have a happy, healthy life, is what, Susanna Bear always says. If you want to have a healthy relationship, a place in the world, it really comes down to healing the wounds in these three chakras, opening them up. Virtually all the spiritual traditions in the world focus on the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And they do that because by doing so, you can have great spiritual progress. But what happens is that at a certain point, these lower energies that are definitely a part of us keep us from moving forward until these denser energies are healed. So it's really, you can't go on by bypassing all the stuff in our lower centers. It's called the spiritual bypassing process. And it's got a value. It really does have a value to focus on what you want. But there's a certain point where you need to go in and heal to have a happy, healthy, fulfilled life. And from that point, far greater spiritual growth can happen. So that's the short spiel on the three chakras, the three lower chakras below the heart. Let's just begin with our meditation practice. So just sit up straight, feet on the floor, and just allow our hands to come onto our heart. Just be there with our hearts. You may have heard various spiritual schools say things like, I'm not my mind, I'm not my body. And again, there's a place for everything on the spiritual path. But just try saying to yourself, I am not my heart. Everyone that I've ever spoken to feels like there's something strange about that. Our hearts are this doorway to the great depth of our being. It's like the first expression of our individuality and simultaneously our universality. We say, I am my heart. Really move into that awareness that I am the universal heart. I'm an expression of the universal heart. I'm connected at that very, very deep level with every other heart in creation. We live and move and function together. You've seen flocks of birds sort of, they leave a tree and they sort of zigzag this way and that way, and then suddenly, but they all end up right together at the end. That's a picture of how our hearts function together. We all live our own lives, and yet we come together at this very deep level of the heart. And let your hands come down whenever you're ready to. You can always leave them there. And let's move into saying good morning to our breath. Our heartbeat has been with us in the womb. We have a heartbeat. But our breath really takes place at that very first moment of birth. It's that first breath where we breathe in the sun and the moon, stars and the planets and the earth. On the level of breath, we become connected, breathing in and breathing out, connected with the far reaches of creation, the far edges of the universe, the very depth of our heart. And just let's go into a little bit of gratitude for our breath, not trying to change it, just being aware of it. Could you give it some love and approval? Thank it for being with you from the moment of your birth. This energy of breath is there, connecting us, bringing the outside in, what is inside, taking it out. How full is your breath right now? How easy? How much balance on the inhale and the exhale? How about your nostrils, which is more dominant? It's okay if they're not perfectly balanced. We're just noticing. There's a reason for everything about our breath. We just honor it. Could we just surrender to where we are at this moment? Let go of any preconceived ideas of how balanced we should be, how enlightened we should be, how loving we should be. Just let it all go. Could you surrender to who you are right now, this moment? In all your glory, with all your failures, could you just allow whoever you are to be perfect right now, just the way you are? Could you allow everyone in this class to be just the way they are, in all their glory, with all their imperfections? Could you expand this out to your community, to your state or province, to your country, to creation? And could you allow yourself to be at peace with creation just the way it is, even with all the really horrific problems that are out there? Could you allow them to be there as part of the process of growth? If you've ever watched a caterpillar turn into a butterfly or seen a video of it, there's a period of great struggle in there. Could you allow whatever we're going through to be that apparent struggle that really allows us to be born again? Born again into love, harmony, and beauty. Not just us, but for our friends, our neighbors, our countrymen, all the citizens of this world, all of humanity. And in this deep surrender, can you find the sweetness in it? That there's nothing we have to do except rest in our hearts. Nothing we have to do except breathe and allow this incredible force of evolution to move all of humanity forward. Would we allow it to be easy like that? Just say yes to that. So now let's move into the full breath, where we inhale fully and then we exhale fully. The exhale, pull your abdominal muscles all the way back towards your spine. Just allow the inhale to happen automatically. And just gently allow the breath to become deeper and fuller with every breath. And what do you notice about yourself? What happens when you breathe fully? Absorb all of creation that we can, and then we exhale, sharing all of creation with what we have inside of us. It's a powerful place. And from here, let's move into our traditional heart rhythm meditation. But before that, I always do like to allow a space for us to connect with gratitude from whatever our tradition is. Could you honor the teachers that have brought you here? Could be spiritual teachers, they could be grandparents, uncles, aunts, school teachers. It could be your own heart. And what we want to become is a conduit for that teacher, for that divine source of wisdom and love and harmony. That we bring through us these great divine qualities and infuse them into the world that we live in. Could you just take a moment to thank them? Welcome them there, them here in this presence, in this present moment. And now let's continue with our basic heart rhythm meditation. Inhale equal to our exhale. We do this traditionally by connecting our heartbeat to our breath. Inhale to the count of 8 heartbeats, or whatever number is right for you. Exhale to that same number. And just continue with that. And I'm going to suggest we do a few minutes of the square breath here. This is the solar plexus chakra, is one of perhaps the most important center in the body. We call it the depth of the heart. It has a separate function than the heart, but the two are so deeply intertwined, it could be seen as one unit. My son, who lives over in India, in Amachi's ashram, we were talking and comparing systems. It's fun to do. He's quite a spiritual seeker in his own right now. And he asked me about the solar plexus and the heart. I said, yeah, we consider the solar plexus the depth of the heart. And I said, what's Amachi say about it? And he says, well, Amachi says that the heart is the surface of the solar plexus. I thought that's an interesting perspective. Same deep wisdom. reason I want you to do this, the square breath here, I'll take you there in a second, is that this is a center of great power. It's the sun center within us. And in I am heart, in the tradition out of both the Desert Fathers and the Mothers and the Sufis, this is the center where we can go into the depth of the heart. It's interesting that Ramana Maharshi talks about a separate spiritual heart center, not the Anahata, I think it's called in Sanskrit, but another center that he places it between the heart and the solar plexus, sort of down from the heart center and off to the right a little bit. Ramana Maharshi was famous for, who am I? Is a great, he teaches intellectual inquiry. He also says, your enlightenment can never be complete without your heart. He encouraged people to meditate on their hearts. So let's just do the square breath for a few minutes. With this, we inhale to the count of 6. I'll say 6. You could do 8 or 10 or whatever. And then you hold it for twice that amount. And then you exhale it for the same count of 6. So I'll just say 6, 12, 6. And if you have an irregular heartbeat, really check within yourself. It may be just more right for you to continue with your heart rhythm meditation. There can be some challenges, but also great healing with this great square breath. So it's just for you to be aware of it. So I'll count us through 1, then we'll just continue. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just continue with this pattern, whatever your pace is right. And just a couple of reminders. You don't want to inhale more than 75 or 80% full. It's hard to hold your breath if you inhale too much. And just continue this on your own for a few minutes here. And if you start to run out of air, by all means, take a breath. We're not here to force the breath. We're here to love the breath and culture this ability to hold the breath in this rhythm. Just keep up with this rhythm. And I'll say, even though there's a value to going, if you're doing 6, 12, 6, at some point, you do want to stretch out to 8, 16, 8, and then 10, 20, 10. But allow yourself plenty of time. Take a year or two, it doesn't matter. Far more important than how long you hold your breath is keeping the rhythm. That's where the real magic is. The longer holding of the breath is really great for your health. But the spiritual magic is with the rhythm. So just keep this up some more. And one last cycle. And now just back to our basic heart rhythm meditation. Now let's start exploring this solar plexus center. And we want to do it with, this is a fire center. The root chakra was an earth center. The sacral center was a water center. This is a fire center. It's the sun. So we just want to do our basic fire breath here. Inhaling through slightly open lips directly into our solar plexus. But this time, instead of exhaling out through our nostrils forward, let's just exhale out the back through our nostrils. So we inhale through our open lips, slightly open lips, fill up the solar plexus. We hold, and then we exhale through our nostrils, just straight forward. And do it as a swinging breath, only right through the solar plexus. So we inhale, bringing the energy in through our open lips into the solar plexus. We hold, maybe for the same count of 8. You can do as long as you want, just for it's comfortable. And we exhale through our nostrils out to the back. Then from the back into our solar plexus, through our slightly open lips, we fill up our heart center and we hold it there. And exhale straight out through our nostrils. And then continue that back and forth from the front all the way to the back, pulling in the unmanifest aspect of this fire element into our solar plexus. Exhaling that out through the front, bringing that energy into all of creation, into your world. This is our power chakra, where we try to control the world. And as we breathe back and forth into our chakra, could we allow our individual power to become aligned with universal power? Would it be okay with each one of us if we let go of the thought that we have to do everything and welcome in the thought and the experience of the universal force, the universal power is doing everything through us? Inhaling through the front and the front, the slowly open lips, filling up that solar plexus center with light and heat. Exhaling through to the back, through our nostrils. And inhaling from the back, slightly open lips, into the solar plexus, holding. Exhaling out the front through our nostrils. Again, is it okay with us if we step into our power and become all-powerful beings? And check to see if some fear or some resistance comes up to that. You may have the thought, I don't want to blow it and misuse the power. Or you may have the thought, who, me? I'm not a powerful being. Whatever thought comes up, can you just greet it with patience and love? Just love that energy that comes up. It's the energy of what is blocking our stepping into the fullness of our power. And again, I'll ask, could we set the intention? Is it okay with us if we allow ourselves to become powerful by letting the universal power flow through us? Is it okay if we align with the power of the infinite? The phrase I like is the force of evolution. Most of us, I think it's okay to say that. Although I have had the experience of not willing to surrender to this universal power. At one point, I wanted a lot of money. And I started asking for perfect wealth. And I immediately froze up because I was afraid perfect wealth wouldn't be enough money. Can you check to see if in your life you have desires but do not trust the universe to fulfill them properly? That's where we step in, we say, I have to do this. And would it be okay with you if you just trust the universal power to bring forth for you what you need in your life? Even if it may not be what your mind is telling you that you need and want. And here I'll ask you to check in with your heart. Is it okay with your heart to trust and align to this universal power? And let the universal power fulfill what we desire in life, whatever that is. Some of you will say, but I don't know what it is that I want. And that's okay. Could you just move back into your heart, into the depth of your heart in your solar plexus, and surrender to the divine truth within you? This is a center of truth, the fire of truth. Is it okay with us if truth becomes one of our guiding principles in life? Whatever that means to you. Could you allow truth to shine forth in your life? Can you sense how powerful we become when we align with truth? It's almost easier to say, is it okay with you if you align with universal truth? That's easier to say yes to than to say yes to the universal power. Wow, it's an interesting observation. So let's work with truth some more. Is it okay with you if you become a being of truth, pure, complete, pure, blazing truth, and that truth be a guiding principle in your life? Do you get a sense of how much power there is in that? Let's contrast that with all the small things we do, the minor things we do to look good, to get people to love us, to feel safe. It's not that they're wrong to do, but contrast that with this force of truth. Perhaps go back to some time in your life when you were on a mission, and that mission you just knew was aligned with the universe. How powerful did you feel? How invincible did you feel? How unstoppable did you feel? And if you don't have any memories like that, that's okay. Let's just borrow one. Imagine you're a Nelson Mandela or a Nelson Mandela, sorry about that, or a Martin Luther King. You have a dream, a vision. And you borrow it from them just to get the sense of the power and the destiny involved. So in this chakra, when we've built it up, when we've healed the wounds, when we have a strong solar plexus chakra, we live in confidence. It's almost a feeling that destiny is with us. We have success, we have great aspirations for excellence. It's easy for us to digest all of our emotional experiences. We're very centered, balanced. We become powerful, can accomplish what our desires are, and we become very truthful. So these qualities, if they appeal to you, it's an invitation for you to continue working with your solar plexus chakra. Even just a little bit of work, 5-10 minutes a day, over time will bring you great benefits. If you have a weak solar plexus, the qualities that show up is that we have a poor self-image. We tend to beat ourselves up. We tend to be easily to be manipulated. We have a fear of failure, a fear of success. There may be some sense of wanting to slide, cheat, steal. We leak our heart energy. It's hard to hold love in our hearts. We're more scattered. Strong solar plexus center gives us focus. We may be indecisive, permissive. Instead of being truthful, we may step into being dishonest. Now there's a third possibility here of a distorted solar plexus. By the way, if you find any of those qualities, any of those experiences in your life, again, it's an invitation to work with your solar plexus. If you have a lot of solar plexus energy, but it's distorted by wounds, you may find yourself, it's easy to manipulate other people. Become arrogant, overbearing, presumptuous. Become greedy, stubborn. We're addicted to power itself just for the sake of being powerful. And we become confrontational. And again, if those are showing up in your life, it's just time to work here. As we get these first three chakras healed and strong, our lives move into great harmony, financial success. We have healthy relationships. We have healthy bodies. But with that, let's go a little bit more deeply into our solar plexus. And I'm just going to say the word truth and allow each one of us to sink in deeply with that word, with that divine quality. Truth. 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 Check to see how the texture of your energy field changes with that. How does your awareness shift? Where does your attention inside your body shift? Truth. 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 And just take a moment and see if it's okay for you to slip into the truth of your being as an infinite being. Is it okay if you just from your solar plexus slide into this inverted space, the inner infinity? Truth. 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 Just allow that expansiveness to expand. Is it okay with us if we are both finite and infinite? Finite and infinite. And just bring your energy back into your solar plexus, keeping that energy there if you want, but let's take this energy into our world. This infinite truth. Could you allow this infinite truth to permeate your home, your family, your workplace, your community, your state or province, your country, the world? And if you are feeling expansive enough, could you allow this divine infinite truth to expand out to the sun and the moon, planets, the galaxies, the galactic clusters? That there is this inner infinity and then there is this external infinity. And one is the mirror of the other. Both are extraordinary. Creation was not created to escape from it, but to enjoy it. To allow the expansion of our heart into fullness upon fullness. I always like to bring it back to our country, whatever country you live in. Could we collectively allow divine truth to permeate the hearts of every citizen in our country, to permeate every branch of our government, to permeate every aspect of our industries and our businesses, to permeate our farms, the soil, the water, the air, that we might live in an environment of divine truth, whatever that means to you. Could we allow divine truth to pull us all together in alignment? And could we allow ourselves to be grateful for this divine presence of truth within us, in our country, in our families, in our homes? Can we see the power of truth? Once it starts to resonate, it draws everything into resonance with it. So we thank truth. We thank the sun within us. We thank everyone on this call, this meditation together. We thank all of creation, manifest and unmanifest. And just come back to your present sense, back to your heartbeat, if you're not there already. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the earth energy coming up from the ground. And while we are clothed in truth, our feet are on the ground. Take your time and open your eyes when you're ready. And I thank you all for joining us this morning, this evening, wherever you are. And I see, Michael, that you've raised your hand. Welcome. What can we do today for you?
Good morning, Stephen. Can you hear me okay? Yes?
Yes.
Great. That was fantastic. Thank you. So a couple of things I wanted to tell you. I had an amazing gain yesterday. Yeah, I am. Yesterday I kind of meant something that had been present. It really was quite something. So I've just been, just trying to integrate that since then. It's quite by surprise on a staircase. So that was very intense.
So did I hear you right that you moved into a new state of being present? Is that what you said?
And no, it was more like meeting something that
Meet
wanted to be met.
me. Oh,
Meeting,
nice, 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 very
so
nice.
well, it was very intense. That's for sure. It was just been working with ever since, really. And today I was able to be really present with the meditation. It's the most present I've been, I think. In
Nice,
fact, I'm without a doubt, the most present I've been. So,
nice.
um, so it's good. One thing I wanted to ask about for resistance is down into the solar plexus. Obviously, you have to keep passing the heart, and it's really looking for some attention right now. It was kind of like it was drawing focus away from the solar plexus. Yeah.
So hang on one second, Michael. Before we go there,
Yeah.
go back to your gains where you're being so present.
Yeah.
Is it okay with you if that continues for you?
It's like the energy is very intense. It's been so much just trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
I mean, I think yesterday was like incredibly, it was very, very intense. Yeah.
yes? Is it okay if it becomes easy for you to be present?
Uh, I mean, I guess so.
So it's just, I'm inviting you to make an intention because you made these what you're describing are amazing gains. It's this sense of being present like this and meeting things. Okay. Is it okay with you? And just all you're doing is you're making an intention. You're not committing to anything here.
Yeah.
Okay. You're just giving an instruction to your mind and your heart. This is the direction that we're going in. It's okay for you to be very present. It's safe for you to be present. Is that okay for an intention for you?
It does feel a little bit like, oh, it's a commitment. Mm.
Yeah. So is it all right with you if you separate out the commitment? Now, the commitment is your individual ego thinking it's got to do something, right?
Yeah. Mm. I'd like a more as pay as you go option. Like if something comes up, I can just pull back. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Is it okay with you if it's easy for you to be present, knowing that you can always go back to who you were?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, we do what we have to do to be safe.
Yeah.
Okay. And believe me, I'm not asking you to be unsafe. There's no
Mm.
progress in that, right?
Yeah.
You want to be to a spot where it's safe to step forward, knowing you can always step back if it's not working. Is that okay with you?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good. So now, if you could, because I didn't quite understand what it was you're looking for help with, I'd love to help you. Could you say it again?
Yeah. Actually, can you just have a moment just to take that in if you don't mind?
Okay, you want to just take that in a little bit? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah. Just a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So as we were going down to the solar plexus, the heart is something dislodged, or is there's a tightness there which is pulling the attention away, or the energy wave from the solar is saying it's not letting the solar plexus do what it wants to do. Yeah.
So, Michael,
Yeah.
you respect the wisdom of your heart here.
Yeah.
Could you allow your heart to protect itself?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So that's what your heart is doing there. And is it okay with you if you give your heart some love and approval?
Yes.
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 And this deep wisdom of your heart that's pulling up this tightness, that's saying, let's not go too fast. Can you honor that deep wisdom of your heart?
Yeah, but
Part of you wants to and part of you doesn't, right?
well, I want to let go of what wants to be let go of.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
Both.
honor that impulse also?
Yes, of course.
And can you see that you've got two voices going on here?
Yes.
Saying hurry up and one saying slow down, right? And
Yes.
we all have that.
Uh,
Would it be okay with you if you honor both of those voices?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's wisdom in both of them.
Yeah.
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 And can you just give yourself some love and approval for the deep wisdom that you have here to honor both of them?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you if you allow yourself to proceed on this unfolding in a very gracious and safe manner? Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? It's okay. And at the same time, is it okay with you that you step forward with courage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So both are true. There's no reason to be foolish here, and there's no reason to be fearful. That there's just going on here is this process of healing old wounds in your system. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a car that's needs repair, you just allow it, either you do it yourself or you take it to the mechanic and you allow the car to get fixed, right?
Yeah.
Is it okay with you if you realize it's exactly the same thing here? That the energetic system needs to be tuned a little bit,
Mm.
okay? And everyone's here because their own energetic system needs to be tuned. So we're all in this together. Do you get that?
Mm.
Okay, we all have our stuff. It shows up differently. Here it's a carburetor, here it's a lung, here it's a kidney, whatever it is. But is it okay with you if you take an easy approach to all of this rather than this serious, life-threatening, life-changing, unbelievably important process?
um, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it because we all have that. We've all been told this story, by the way. That the only thing we're all here because we believe this story that our spiritual growth is the only thing that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I get it. And can you love that story?
I do. I do. I really
I know we all do. And if that story is hindering our approach to spiritual growth, would it be okay with you to soften that story?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And that sometimes, you know, we're beating our head against the wall when there's an open door, right?
Mm.
It's easy to open the door and walk through it. Could you allow this process of recalibrating and tuning your energetic system to be easy?
Wow. It's a bit shocking.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
It's hard to even understand that question.
Yes, I get it. I get it. It's a different story, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let,
it's like you're,
let me ask you,
yeah,
let me ask you this question. Was it hard for you when you were in the fourth grade, say, and you're 4 feet 10, I don't know how tall you were. Was it hard for you to grow to be 5 feet tall?
no,
No, it just happened normally, spontaneously, automatically.
yeah,
Would it be okay for you if your energetic system grows in that same natural, spontaneous manner?
yes,
Yes, yes.
yes, yes, yes,
Uh, and you remember when you're 4'10" and your classmates are taller than you, you're going, oh, when can I grow faster, right? But it doesn't change a thing, does it?
Actually,
Okay.
I was always the tallest
You
person
were
in
all the
class.
tallest.
So
Okay. There
I
you
was
go.
not desperate to
All
grow
right.
taller.
All right. So this is important, but you get the picture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
even Jesus used this analogy, by the way. Now that I think about it, he said,
yeah,
you know, will worrying about your height, you know, cause you to increase your height by, you know, even a cubit or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
So could you just take a deep breath here? Just let it out. Would it be okay with you if your spiritual growth was as easy as exhaling after a full breath?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Just allow it again to be easy and effortless. Okay. And who would you be, Michael, if you approached your spiritual journey as if it were a joyous venture, a great exploration, rather than a challenging chore?
I think I would be more alive.
You'd be more alive. Yes. Is it okay with you if you're more alive?
I'm not sure.
Good. Good. So could you welcome up that feeling of not being sure?
Yeah,
And could you again greet that with love?
yeah,
Because that's a part of you that is saying, slow down here,
yeah,
be safe
yeah.
here, be safe here. Is it okay with you if you're safe, Michael?
Yes. Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Good. So is it okay with you if you step into being alive in a very safe, gradual manner?
Yeah.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I think happens for you, Michael, it's just an observation, is you immediately take things out to the very far extent. Like you see yourself as being alive and it's this picture that scares you.
Mm.
Okay. And that's actually a great gift of vision that you have. But you just want to be gentle with yourself in the moment. Is it okay right now if I'm just a little bit more free, more alive?
Yeah. Incremental. Yeah.
Incremental, incremental. You know, you didn't jump from 4'10" to 5 feet overnight, did you?
Mm. Mm.
Right? And yet
Mm.
it happened.
Mm.
Could you trust this process of your growth? It's going to happen. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
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 Yes. And can you see the truth of your being? That you are a vast, infinite spiritual being?
Not quite, no.
Right.
No.
And is it okay with you if you can't see it yet?
Yes, of course.
Good. Perfect. And my invitation to you is to just start playing with that perception. You are a vast spiritual being having this human experience right now. And it's just a natural organic process that the human aspect of you will move into this vast spiritual nature. Just like 4 feet 10 moves into 5 feet. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so just keep that in your awareness, and you don't need to force a thing. Just keep breathing, doing practices that are comfortable and safe. And just look what's happened with you already in this class. Eating things, reading things. You've moved into a whole new level of courageousness, I can tell you that. Get that?
Thank you very much indeed. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very,
Thank you.
thank you very much, Michael. Keep us posted. Hunter, I see you raised your hand, but I've got Eileen there's already, unless it's just a quick gain, Hunter? You're muted there. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself, Hunter. Here, let me see if I can do it. All I can do is ask you to unmute. All right, that's not happening. We'll just let, oh, there you go. No, you're not. All right. We'll let that go. And Eileen, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Hello, everybody. I would like to just explore a little more the vision I had as the new creation. And
Sorry, say that again, please.
I would like to explore with you going deeper into the vision that I have as the new creation, that vision that I had of the divine feminine presenting herself as the new creation and embodying more deeply that consciousness.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's keeping you from exploring it right now?
Nothing. I have been doing that and I am doing that, but I find sometimes in someone asking other questions or holding the space, more is revealed.
Okay. So what would you like to know about it?
Well, it's not an intellectual knowing. It's going into the frequency of it. Like when I was shown, when that happened to me, I was shown the earth as crystalline. And when I work with people, so that was one of the revelations. And there was a frequency with that consciousness as the divine feminine, as the new. And it's just for me more, like I mentioned yesterday, becoming more solid. And I can feel it down in the second chakra.
Okay.
Opening to that and magnetizing, but not mentally magnetizing, being it so that it turns, all that is in alignment with it turns up. Does that make sense?
Yes. So Eileen, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that you would really like to explore this. And I have no problem doing that, by the way.
Okay.
My concern is, you sent me an email. By the way, anybody can send me an email on my website, theartofamerica.org. You can leave a message for me and I get it. In your email, you You mentioned a very pressing issue in your life right now.
Yes.
My concern is that you want to move into the exploration of this beautiful vision, beautiful experience you had. And what might be much more pressing is what's actually going on in your life. And I'm concerned that it's sort of like a bypass going on here. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm just throwing that out to you.
Um, it's like yesterday when I said in that it takes care of itself. It's not denying it, but it's being it so that the fullness begins to reveal itself of all of that, because I don't see it as separate.
All
You
right.
see?
So,
Yeah.
okay. So, all right. So let me ask you this question. When you have fully embodied your vision, who will you be?
I'll be who I really am without the it's the knowingness of that
Right.
and the embodiment of it.
Right. So,
In that there's no lack or anything.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So what keeps you from going there right now?
Um, Nothing, you know, yesterday I mentioned that uh, I got the message that there was a level of disbelief, and I worked with that this morning as I present. And what it was, that disbelief is only to keep me safe from the experiences of the past, and so it's letting that go on deeper and deeper levels of letting the disbelief that things can't turn up or the doors just don't open easily, and and so it's letting go that of that disbelief, because it felt it had to keep me safe from the past experiences.
So let's go a little further with that.
Hmm.
Would it be okay with you if you just let go of your mind?
Yes.
Not just your disbelief, but your entire mind. Could you let go of your mind some more?
Yes.
Could you let go of it some more
Yes.
and more?
Yes.
And what happens as you let go of your mind? What's your experience?
uh, there's peace and light.
Mhm. So this peace and light, could you step into that more? Could you allow it to be stronger and deeper
Yes.
and even more peace and more light
Yes.
and even more peace and more light?
Yes.
And can you see that you moved into this state of more peace and more light, whether or not you have a full understanding of your vision?
Yeah, because it is the vision. Yeah.
Yes. So good. It is the vision. Can you step into it even more?
Yeah. There's this thing of power again, the fear of power.
Okay. Good. Now we can work with something here. So could you welcome up this fear of power?
Yes.
Just welcome it up some more and greet it with love. It's not something just we want to send it away. I know we all have a history of just letting things go, and there's a place for that, believe me. But is it okay with you if you welcome up this fear as a divine revelation from your body, a
Yeah.
vision from your body,
Yeah.
just as visionary as this glorious vision you had otherwise with the divine feminine? Could you allow everything to be just as precious as that vision?
Yes.
Yeah. Could you imagine your challenges to be just as precious as that vision.
Yes.
Yes, and this is not to diminish the vision whatsoever, but to elevate everything else. Okay?
Yeah, because it's loving all of it, you know.
It's loving all of it. So, could you pull up a picture of yourself as fully embodying the divine feminine?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of the divine feminine's power, and all of the divine feminine's wisdom and grace. Is that safe for you to go there? To
Yeah.
be that being?
Mm-hmm.
And is it okay with you if you share this vision that you've been given? And I understand divisions are divine gifts. Is it okay with you if you share this vision through who you are?
Yes.
Yes. And that it's an inspiring vision to talk about and tell, but what will really move people, what will really shift people is if you embody this vision, right? And
Yeah.
then you will radiate it to them.
Yes. And there's something I haven't gotten yet within myself about I do that in the work that I have done with people, and they have found that very profound, but it
Nice.
yeah, but um it isn't lasting out there in the sense of like I know this is my calling. So what is it within me that's preventing
So
that's yeah.
because enough clients aren't coming is what you're saying.
Well, clients aren't coming or uh you know, yeah, there's something in me that still isn't allowing for not only the fullness of that, but um, the abundance, living the material abundance that I know that is a part of all of
Good.
who we really are.
It absolutely is. So could you let go of trying to figure out how to get that material abundance?
Yes.
Has that been working for you, by the way?
No.
Doesn't. Could you let go some more of trying to figure out how to get that spiritual abundance?
Yes.
And even more,
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
even more.
Yeah.
It'd be okay with you if you go deep within your heart, like you're in there deep. I can hear it in your voice. You're going deeper right now. And you allow the deep wisdom of your heart to show you that particular path. Is that okay?
Yes. And I just heard it's the deep acceptance of I am that. I am the all. It's the deep acceptance that there's no separation.
Good.
It's all the one. It's a deep acceptance. That's where it is.
And is it okay with you? That's perfect. If you also receive from the depth of your heart something practical and physical for you to be doing,
Yes.
it's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
So we want to work it on all levels, this great conceptual level, and then also on the very practical. That's the root, the second chakra, the third chakra. So my sense is that this is coming up on a day we worked on the third chakra because that's where there's a great opportunity for you. Okay?
Hmm.
Because as that chakra develops, success and abundance come automatically.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would it be okay with you if you just kept on working with that chakra, all
Yeah.
the while doing whatever practical things you need to do?
Yes.
Yes. And all the while holding in this vision of the divine feminine that you can so fully embody to where it becomes a magnet to draw people to you. That'd be okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you can't force people to come.
No.
You can only magnetize them for what the service that you have for them. I know what you do. It's a worthy service. It really is. And is it okay with you if you just keep on building up this solar plexus center to allow that magnetism to shine forth?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And can you check to see what resistance you have to being that magnetic being that you want to be? What's in the way of it? What's blocking it?
Simply the deep acceptance of that's what I am. It's a part of it's.
Good.
Oh,
So there's this resistance to accepting who you are.
yeah.
So could you welcome up that resistance?
Yes.
Yes. And inside that, what does that resistance feel like to you? How does it show up?
Um, it shows up with, oh, that can't happen.
That can't happen. Good. So that deep disbelief,
Yeah.
can you welcome that up? And do you feel that as an energy, or is that just like a sensation, or is that just a energy field thing for you?
Yeah. It just feels like a program that's in the collective that I bought into.
Right. So would it be okay with you? Would it be safe for you to let go of that disbelief?
Yes.
Could you let go of it some more?
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
And as you let that go, is it okay for that light within you to step in and fill that void?
Yes.
It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the intention. The practical process there is to breathe that fire and that light into the solar plexus. Is it okay with you to actually do that work?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you to allow that to be effortless and easy?
Yes.
Yeah. And is it okay for you, while that is building up, that you still do whatever it is you need to do to provide for yourself?
Yes.
It's okay.
It's just I'm not getting any directive other than to keep doing the inner work.
Good. Then
Yeah.
just keep doing the inner work, and the directive will show up. But would it be okay with you if you're open to receiving direction in that way?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. So it can go both ways. It can just come, it can be just this, and then you see what happens. Quite often, what happens is things get right down to the wire, okay? And then, boom, things happen just like that because they have to happen.
Mhm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, could you trust this process all the while feeling free to do whatever practical things you need to do?
Yes.
That's the job here. You do the deep healing, you create the magnetic energy, and sometimes that happens quickly and sometimes that takes time. But you open up and allow your clients to come and just, on a practical level, you do what you've done before to get clients and just see what happens. Maybe it needs to change. I don't know.
No, I don't either. There's, when I get the clarity, I follow that. But
That's the job.
yeah,
That's the
the
job. That's the job. And is it okay with you if you trust this process?
yes,
Yeah. And just trust it some more.
yeah,
And could you
It's really
sit?
about loving the, I really feel, Stephen, it's really about loving that depth of the disbelief.
Good.
The self loving that pattern.
That's the work. Can you give it some love right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you give it love, not just for your own pattern, but for the universal pattern that
Absolutely.
reflects?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And can you see if you walk through this and heal this particular pattern, you do it for everyone?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the job.
That's the job. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. And our time is up. So I think we'll just thank everyone very much. Really an honor to be with you guys.
Thank you.
Feel a lot of love for all of you.
Thank you, Stephen. Yes.
Of
Thank
course.
you very much.
Of course. It's my great honor.
Mhm.
And I will see you tomorrow where we go into the heart, where we always go into the heart. So we'll see what comes up with that one. Much love to you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.